Alright folks, really quickly, let's talk about Canva. So if you Google Canva free for students, you can find this. Now you can do the exact same thing in Word, should you choose. It's totally fine. You can use PowerPoint. I prefer Canva because I think it allows for a more dynamic layout. Okay, so I'm going to go to my home area and I'm just going to create something, okay? So I want a document here because I'm just putting together just a short, quick pitch. Okay, so I'm going to see what options I have. I see docs is here. Got a couple different options. I'm going to go with page list just to see what happens. Okay. Alright, so I am going to add some elements. Okay, so I'm going to upload a file that I just created. Okay. I'm going to click on it. It'll add it to my canvas in Excel. Okay. And I'll probably add an additional graphic here, but for now, this is just what I'm going to do. So, then I'm just going to talk really quickly about, data from the United Nations. Obviously, typing live is not my favorite thing. Yada, yada, yada. You're going to write your report, right? Where did you find the data? Okay, you make sure you link to it. Then you're going to also talk about your Excel. Center, dashboard, where they map, like this one that I had here, that is filterable to a drill down, that could be a secondary. I would talk about how I would have bar graph as well, and that like I would have this indicator tab up here, which I don't have right here right now. This is future state. So I would kind of talk about what I would see as a future state. Something I also thought of that I might want to capture is this is a period in time. I only had 2019 in this particular instance. So how might I want to capture the change in time? And then the top performers might be something. Could do a global average trend. So this is just my mock-up. I talk about what the colors might be on the dashboard, that sort of thing. Okay. It won't let me import it because it's too big. That's fine. I don't need it. I could, instead insert a quick table as well. That just kind of, it shows the data, right? Country. Or I could do region here and proportion. Change or portion on social, whatever my indicator is in this instance. And I get a region. I can put my data here. Maybe here I'm using like Sub-Saharan Africa, Europe, North America, however I just decide to regionally break the world up, right? So this is part of the exercise for this assignment. You'll go through, you'll create this document, and you'll talk about what you did, okay? And that's kind of what you're going to do here in Canva when you're ready. You can add all different types of elements, right? I could come over here. I could say I wanted part of this to be a column, right? I wanted to get these two together, for example. I might choose this one and then pull him there and, instead say it here. Right. So there's a lot available to us here in Canva. I may not want that third one. I could get rid of it. I could add it if I wanted, what have you. Okay. So make sure that you name this properly as a file for your class that you're taking it for, or just for yourself. You know, this is your assignment 1 or whatever it might be. Okay. And when you're going to export it, you would download it as a CSV, or not a CSV, a PDF, and you're good to go.